At 37, Papoose finally broke his silence, and what he revealed has left fans stunned and divided. After years of standing by Remy Ma through thick and thin, including her 6-year prison sentence, he's now accusing her of betrayal, lies, and faking evidence to frame him for cheating. What began as a seemingly strong relationship admired across the hip-hop world has now unraveled in one of the most talked-about celebrity fallouts of recent times. This isn't just another argument between a famous couple, it's a deep and messy story of trust, loyalty, pain, and public humiliation that has shocked the hip-hop community to its core. For years, Papoose was seen as the model of patience, love, and commitment. When Remy Ma was sentenced to prison back in 2007 for assault charges linked to a shooting, Papoose didn't walk away. Instead, he stepped up and supported her every step of the way. He visited her regularly, wrote to her, spoke highly of her in interviews, and kept her name alive in the industry while she served her time. Fans respected him for his loyalty and praised their bond as something real in an industry full of short-lived flings and scandals. They got engaged and later married during her time behind bars, and their story became an example of true love surviving even the toughest circumstances. But recent developments have turned that image upside down. Just weeks ago, Remy Ma shocked everyone when she publicly accused Papoose of cheating on her during her prison years. The allegations weren't vague or half-hearted, she came with screenshots of supposed text messages between Papoose and another woman. These messages, according to Remy, proved he had not been the loyal partner everyone believed him to be. She claimed he had multiple affairs while she was locked away, adding another painful layer to a time in her life that was already filled with difficulty and struggle. Naturally, these accusations spread like wildfire online. Screenshots began circulating across social media, blogs, and gossip pages. People started picking sides. Some believed Remy immediately, saying that the pain in her words couldn't be faked. Others doubted the story, pointing out inconsistencies in the texts and questioning why Remy would release such personal details to the public. That's when Papoose decided he couldn't stay silent anymore. He hit back hard, publicly and directly. Not only did he deny the accusations, but he also accused Remy of fabricating the entire story. According to Papoose, the texts were fake. He claimed the formatting, timestamps, and even the wording didn't make sense. In his own words, he said the messages looked manipulated and doctored. He said this wasn't just a misunderstanding or an argument, it was a deliberate attempt to ruin his image and damage everything he stood for. The tone of his post showed frustration, sadness, and disbelief. Papoose seemed heartbroken that someone he defended for years was now turning on him in such a brutal and public way. This wasn't just a case of he said, she said. Papoose brought up real points about the text messages that started the drama. He questioned how the screenshots came to exist, who had access to the phones, and why they only surfaced now, so many years after Remy's release. He reminded everyone that if he had been unfaithful, it would have been hard to hide it for this long, especially with how closely the public had watched their relationship. In interviews and social media posts, Papoose said that Remy's story had holes in it, and that someone was trying to twist the narrative for reasons he couldn't yet understand. Many fans were left confused. This couple had stood the test of time in ways few celebrity pairs do. From prison visits to music collaborations and appearances on TV, they seemed solid. That's why the scandal hit so hard. It didn't just shake their fanbase, it shook an image that many believed represented strength and loyalty. People started looking at old videos and interviews in a new light, trying to figure out where things might have gone wrong. As more details came out, the story only got more complicated. Some sources close to the couple suggested that things had been rocky for a while, even before these accusations surfaced. There were rumors about silent arguments, tension behind closed doors, and differences that fame and the spotlight only made worse. A few insiders claimed that the cheating scandal was just a symptom of deeper issues between Remy and Papoose, issues that had been quietly building over the years and were now exploding in public. Social media made things even more intense. Both Remy and Papoose started posting cryptic messages, unfollowing each other, and even deleting old pictures. The internet watched closely, with every move analyzed and discussed. Fans shared their opinions, created theories, and tried to connect the dots. Some accused Remy of seeking sympathy or trying to shift blame, while others said Papoose was hiding something and trying to protect his public image. Adding to the drama, interviews from both sides started to surface. Remy talked about her emotional pain, the loneliness she felt while in prison, and how hurtful it was to believe that the one person she trusted the most may have betrayed her. Papoose, on the other hand, expressed his shock that their private issues had become public without warning. He said he would have preferred to deal with everything behind closed doors but now had no choice but to defend himself in the public as this unfolded, the hip-hop world watched closely. Both Remy Ma and Papoose have loyal fanbases, and their relationship was often seen as one of the rare examples of love in an industry known for short-lived romances and constant drama. Their story was more than just love, it was about survival, resilience, and commitment. That's why this feud has hit so differently. It challenges everything people thought they knew about them, but this story isn't just about accusations and denials. It's also about what this kind of public fallout means for careers, reputations, and the personal pain behind celebrity lives. For both Remy and Papoose, their music and public appearances have been shaped by their relationship. They built their brand together. When one of them hurts, both their images take a hit. Now, with the internet watching, every move they make will have consequences. Industry insiders have started to speak out, too. Some producers and collaborators say they're watching how this plays out before deciding to move forward with joint projects. Others believe that the drama might bring more attention to their music, but at a cost. Scandals can bring clicks and views, but they can also ruin reputations and close doors. Especially when fans start questioning whether what they once believed was real was actually just a carefully managed public image. There's also a mental and emotional side to this. Papoose has always presented himself as a calm and grounded person, someone who doesn't get pulled into drama. Seeing him respond so strongly shows how deep the hurt must be. Likewise, Remy has never been one to stay silent when something affects her personally. Her decision to go public with her accusations shows that she felt betrayed enough to break years of silence and privacy. What happens next is anyone's guess. Some fans believe they might be able to reconcile, especially if the cheating accusations are proven false. Others think this is the final chapter in a love story that once seemed unbreakable. There's even talk of legal battles, with some saying that if the texts really were fake, Papoose might take legal steps to protect his name and career. But beyond the back and forth, there's a bigger message here about trust, love, and how fame can affect relationships. Being in the public eye means every mistake is magnified, and every argument can become entertainment for millions. For couples like Remy and Papoose, who spent years building an image of unity, one scandal can tear it all down in days. There are also lessons for everyday people watching this unfold. It reminds us that no relationship is perfect, no matter how strong it looks on the outside. People grow, change, and sometimes hurt each other, even when they don't mean to. It also shows how damaging it can be to take private matters public, especially when emotions are running high and the truth isn't clear. This situation has left fans asking a lot of questions. Were the texts real? Was Papoose truly loyal during Remy's prison sentence? Is this all a misunderstanding fueled by years of stress and separation? Or is there something even deeper going on that the public hasn't seen yet? As of now, there's still no clear answer. Both Remy Ma and Papoose have made their positions known, but the truth might never be fully revealed. What is clear, though, is that this situation has changed how people see them, both as individuals and as a couple. As this story continues to unfold, one thing is certain, the fallout from this feud is far from over. Whether they eventually reconcile or go their separate ways, the legacy of their relationship will always include this painful chapter. It's a reminder that love can be powerful, but also fragile. That trust can take years to build but only moments to break. And that even in a world filled with fame, money, and influence, real emotions still cut deep. This situation is more than a headline. It's a deeply personal, emotional, and complicated story about two people who once stood together against the world, and now find themselves at odds in front of it. Only time will tell what the future holds for Remy Ma and Papoose, but for now, the hip-hop world is watching, listening, and waiting.